Hey teachers, what are you doing to build meaningful connections? Really thinking about how do we engage with students to where they understand that we're their cheerleaders and we are there to make sure they are successful. Why does it matter? Of course, it's emotional well-being. You want to be able to make sure that you can support their mental health, and if you don't, you can provide them with the services to be able to support them. Their academic success, students improve, their knowledge retention, they know they're in a safe environment because they've trusted you, and the behavior issues maybe are limited. There's an engagement foundation as well, and students will be more likely to participate if they understand that you are there to support them in their well-being. The first 30 days are crucial. Really learn their names, whether you got to take pictures of the students to memorize them quickly, whatever it takes. Share their personal stories so you can take notes on each individual student, their experiences, and remember, you're looking for their teeth. You're looking for when they're super excited about telling you things, then you can make reference to that event. Always think about students' interest surveys, whether you're surveying them for a passion they like, so you can incorporate the passion into the classroom, or you're surveying them based on the lesson that you just did to give feedback. You want to make sure you understand their preferences and be able to incorporate into the lesson. Of course, one-on-one conferences are big because you can not only get to know them personally, but also get to know some of the struggles that they're having and be able to support them individually as well as whole group. What are you doing to support them beyond the traditional office hours? Try to attend school events. Now, the school events doesn't have to be at their home, but thinking about what after-school events, are they in games? Are they on the basketball team? What celebrations do they have to where you can come and kind of support them off turf? Another thing, think about your lunch groups. Yeah, you might have to give up your lunch, but be able to connect with your students at lunch, maybe play some music and make it a privilege. That's a big deal for our students. Another thing is, what are your interests? Try to bring your passion inside the school. Whether you play guitar, whether you braid hair, what are your interests? Try to incorporate that into an after-school program. That way you're doing something you love and students can join you in that initiative. Last but not least, think about mentor programs. Now, you can do mentor programs within the school. You could do it as lower grades, so they are the mentor. You could do it in higher grades where they are the mentee, or you can incorporate different mentors within your class in different subject areas. So really thinking about how do we use this space to support our students in any way possible. Cultural competency is huge. Really thinking about understanding and learning different cultural backgrounds, but you have to do the research yourself, as well as invite parents in. It doesn't hurt. Incorporate diverse perspectives. So if you're studying a specific period in time, what is the lens from somebody else's view? What does it mean to walk in the lens of somebody else's shoes? Really thinking about how do we invite families to different events to where they can display their cultural knowledge or their viewpoint or their background with an experience or even their view on life. And a thing about that is you want to make sure that you kind of vet the families and then give them chunks of time to where you can either pre-teach about the parent or reteach about what the parent is trying to convey. Last but not least, really think about respecting communication styles. What is the best way that parents want to be communicated with, and just be open to changing up your style to meet the needs of that family. So I like to say there's digital connection strategies, but I would leave that to a lot of the leadership. Thinking about, we use Parent Square, social media connections. I would kind of stray away from personal family connections unless you are a part of the community that you serve, and then their neighbors, and that's different. But really thinking about what are the digital notes. I like to take personal messages and notes and write down as many great things as I have about my students, and then being able to spread that out throughout the year. So actually families will get to see highlighted things about their students and their families that they know. Also virtual office hours. Through COVID, this was big, but I think this is something that should continue. Really thinking about maybe the first Thursday of the month is a virtual office hour, coffee hour. So that's where you can come and we can connect. You can ask any questions you're having trouble with homework. Really thinking about another way to be able to engage with families. Emotional intelligence development is big. What are you doing to improve your skills? Thinking of, are you actively listening to your students, families? Do you have a poker face? Are you non-judgmental? Are you monitoring your regulation? Being able to demonstrate, hey guys, when you're not having a good day or when you are having a great day, being able to say that out loud. So being a safe space for your students to be able to say that out loud. Being able to recognize emotions and recognize when students need a little support in a different area, or maybe they need a 10-minute break before they even come in class. Really being able to recognize those things and being able to show empathy and your feelings and your understanding towards a lot of our students and their situations. When we're talking about measuring relationship success, I like to have these key areas that we need to always think about. What are our student surveys saying about our classroom? What is the reflection on lessons that they've said? What are their thoughts about what's going on in the class, or even what's going on in the community? 2, thinking about what are the engagement metrics that you use to ensure you're engaging with the class. One of the things I like to say, if it's boring for you, it's boring for students. If students students are sitting 10 to 15 minutes without talking, we need to figure out how do we get students up, engaged, total physical response, body movements, fist to five, whatever it takes to kind of think about asynchronous learning, or whatever it takes to increase your engagement. Attendance patterns, sometimes I like to say, if the students are not coming to class, think about what are we doing to ensure that they know that this is a safe space. I'm not saying it's always you for attendance patterns, but think about if you have classes that are not consistent with their attendance, always reflect on what are some things that we can do to get the students excited about coming to class. Behavior changes. We know when students are engaged, when they have connections with the teachers, they're more likely to limit the behaviors that they have. And then always consider parent feedback and support when you're looking to make any move, any change, because parents are the biggest advocate, because parents are sending their best to school. I hope you guys enjoy this. Talk to you later. Bye.